Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome to my presentation. Today I will talk about two important topics in teaching. Viewing from children's interests and giving supporting and meaningful input. Why are these topics important? Karena kalau guru paham minat anak dan bisa memberi input yang meaningful, belajar jadi lebih fun, lebih efektif, dan lebih memorable. Okay, let's go to the introduction. Every child is different. Some children are strong in cognitive skills, but maybe weak in social skills. Others are active in movement but still struggle in language. That's why teachers must understand their interests and needs. Kalau guru bisa tahu apa yang bikin anak-anak curious, belajar lebih engaging. At the same time, teaching also needs support and meaningful input. Without these two, learning will not be successful. So, in this presentation, we will discuss two things: children's interest and giving support with meaningful input. Let's start with the first part. Viewing from children's interest. Interest is a big key in motivation. If the lesson is connected to something they enjoy, children will focus more, learn faster, and feel happy. For example, if a child loves animals, a teacher can use stories or picture of animals in the lesson. Kalau materinya sesuai dengan minat, anak langsung lebih excited. So, teachers should always try to connect materials, method, and activities with children's interests. But how do we find out what children are interested in? Let's check in the next slide. Ways to know children's interests. There are some ways to know children's interests. First, through children's treasure. Things they love like toys or favorite characters. Second, by using a simple survey or small questionnaire. Guru bisa tanya langsung, what do you like? What is your favorite game? Third, by observing children's work such as drawing, writing, or craft. Usually, they show their interest in their work. And the last, talking and writing books. Anak bisa menulis atau menggambar hal yang mereka suka, lalu masukkan ke kotak khusus. This always help the teacher understand children better. Let's see an example in the next slide. How we can see an example? Like Cookie Monster. Many children love cartoon characters. If teachers bring this into the lesson, the children will connect. For example, today we learn colors with Cookie Monster. Simple thing simple things like this make learning more exciting. So, after we understand interest, what's next? Let's move to the second part, support and meaningful input. Transition to support. Okay, now that we know the importance of children's interest, the next question is how can we support them? Interests give motivation, but children still need guidance. This is where support and meaningful input become important. Let's continue to the next slide. Giving, supporting, and meaningful input. Support means helping children when they are learning. Anak-anak belajar lebih baik kalau mereka merasa didukung. Support builds self-confidence. If a child feels I can do it, they will try harder. It's also help language development because children feel safe to try new word and sentence. So, teacher must give the right support, not too much, not too little, not too little. Let's see some forms of support. Okay, let's see some forms of support. There are three common forms of support. First, scaffolding. This is when the teacher helps step by step. For example, helping a child to write letters by guiding their hand. Second, wait time. Don't rush the children. Sometimes they need more time to think before answering. Third, prompting. Give a clue when the child forgets. For example, if they forget the word apple, the teacher can say it's a fruit, red, sweet. These supports make children feel safe and motivated. Let's see a picture example. In this picture, the teacher helps the child to hold a pencil. This is a simple example of scaffolding. At first, the child can't do it alone. With the teacher's help, step by step, they learn to do it independently. So, support is not giving answer directly, but helping them to reach the answer by themselves. Now, let's continue to meaningful input. Input means information that children receive in learning, but not all input is usable. The input must be meaningful. Meaningful input is input that is clear, connect to real life, and relevant to the lesson. Kalau input tidak meaningful, anak mungkin cepat lupa. Tapi kalau input meaningful, anak bisa menghubungkannya dengan pengalaman sehari-hari. Now, let's see example of meaningful input. There are many examples. First, bulletin board with pictures of animals, food, or drinks. Second, building a scheme based on lesson themes. Third, variety of input, visual, audio, or real object. Fourth, rich print environment. Classroom full of labels, posters, and words. Fifth, instruction rules written clearly on the wall. Six, reward and punishment board with smiley icon. Semua ini membuat anak-anak selalu mendapatkan input bermakna. Every day, anywhere, and anywhere. Let's see one example. Here we can see an example of a classroom wall with posters and reward board. Children learn not only from the teacher's voice, but also from what they see around them. This is my classroom environment is very important. The class itself becomes a learning resource. Now, let's finish with the conclusion. So, what can we conclude? First, teachers must always view learning from children's interests. Without interest, children will not be motivated. Second, teacher must give support and meaningful input. Support makes children confident, meaningful input makes learning useful. When both are combined, learning becomes successful and enjoyable. Now, let's close this presentation. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. I hope this presentation helped us understand how to better teachers. Let's always try to see the world from children's eye. Support them and give them meaningful learning. That's all for me. Thank you for watching.